For a long time, Africa communities have observed distinct relationships with their deities. They have traditionally cherished and maintained a strict social, cultural, and economic order with both the living and non-living environments. These indigenous people attach an untold treasure to their territory's spiritual and natural governance relations. These complex indigenous practices are passed on from one generation to another through intergenerational dialogues, spiritual inspirations, and interactions with Mother Nature. Re-establishing these traditional knowledge systems and regenerating the broken facets and fabrics of human, social, cultural, and spiritual interconnectedness with nature is the core of the African Biodiversity Network, ABN's mission, vision, and values.
What we do as Africa Biodiversity Network is to work with various partners in 15 countries that we have presence in Africa, who are now strategic and implementation partners, to support the communities through biocultural diversity to conserve their environment, their biocultural systems and ecosystem services protection. So now we can have an environment whereby humans, farming activities and other microorganisms living on land to live in harmony because they are interconnected.
ABN supports traditional food and seed diversity restoration and conservation processes that enhance sustainability and build community resilience, even in catastrophic events caused by climate change or destructive human activities.
The climate change is real. The vagaries are more extreme in many places. We also find that because of these changes, that biodiversity is stressed as humans do everything they can to survive. For example, productivity declines due to the use of fertilizers and other things. It means that some communities, they cut firewood to make charcoal and other things. And so they are destroying biodiversity to survive because food production is declined and they need an income.
Through a 3-year-long project dubbed Conserving Bio-Cultural Diversity through Strengthening Community and Ecosystem Resilience, ABN aims to scale up, deep and out the biocultural diversity conservation across Africa.
The project aims to help communities or partners they are working with to revive their own indigenous knowledge system through different way of intervention.
The UN Environment Programme and the World Conservation Monitoring Center report of 2016 estimates that the overexploitation and degradation of the biodiversity ecosystems will result in the loss of 50% of Africa's bird and mammal species and 20 to 30% of lake productivity by the end of the century if nothing is done to avert this trend. The Biocultural Diversity Conservation Project aims to improve the livelihoods of the project beneficiaries in Africa through strengthening the diversified community livelihood options based on good biocultural diversity and seed governance, enhancing the revival of the community ecological governance system based on time-tested community knowledge and practices, establishing a strong proactive youth movement that celebrates and engages with issues on biocultural diversity across Africa.
Brought the information, and from each community we took two, and they went to those villages.
Increasing support for community-led advocacy as a prerequisite for building coalitions for policy influence on prioritized issues. Improving the ABN's network and practice of methodologies among communities, partners and allies within the network, including the Francophone and Arabic-speaking countries. 21 partners in 14 countries are actively involved in scaling up, deep and out the biocultural diversity in Africa to maintain a healthy interplay among elements of biological and cultural diversity, both in terrestrial and marine ecosystems. Conservation of biodiversity is aligned to the various international frameworks and agreements on conservation of biodiversity.